Well, kind of, it's an industry that's obviously kind of all over the world, and at the same time, there's a lot of different stages that you can invest in. Most of the time, institutional investors start looking at things is when they're in production, which, depending on the cycle, is more often than not is too late, I would say, for proper risk-adjusted return. Because this is a market where most of the value is, to the degree that you're willing to buy individual equities, most of the value is generated before production starts. Once the company is in production, it's very rare to find an opportunity that's properly valued, which will give you a better return than just buying futures on a specific commodity. So if you want to take a long copper bet, buying copper miners, I think you need to have a very good reason why you would buy a producing copper company over the copper futures, unless you feel like you have a very specific edge with the management team in place and there's some very specific catalysts that occur. From the 9 years we've been in this space, pretty much every story which has had strong risk-adjusted returns, has really been in the development stage. Exploration is much harder because you're just putting a drill in the ground at that point, and it's a moose pasture, and trying to figure out if there's anything there. And those are very tough stories. But once there's something in place, the management team's ability to move the project along in terms of donating the resource, raising development funds, and putting it into production, that's where most of the value creation takes place. And this is where management team quality obviously becomes paramount. It's not just a technical expertise in terms of evaluating projects and picking the right things in terms of resource quality, location, strategic value, and the like, but also the ability not to give away too much of the asset as you're financing it away, as you're financing it through the cycles, and just making sure that the company is well positioned for an exit if that is the right thing to do. So kind of where we are more focused on is development stories, so companies that are pre-production or those that are contemplating expansions in the near future, because that's where you get the real value uplift and the like. And I would say, unless there's a very, very rare exception where you feel in a producing company you have a very poor management team and just replacing them outright will have a very positive effect on shareholder value. Given what's happened in the last 18 months, there's probably more of those situations coming through. So that we're probably looking at those much more than we used to before, but that's relatively new.